Hello, hello everyone. All right, let me see if I can find myself, and then if you will let me know that you are here. Also, don't forget you can find all the information in the comment section. It'll have all of the details on everything we talk about tonight. All right, let me see, because it's paused me again. And I was just outside, so I'm like hot and trying to cool down. All right, let me see if I can find my comments. And let's see if it'll let me start it. Oh, live chat, that's what I want. And there we go. Okay, I might have to add it to the end because I don't know what's going on. But anyway, all right, so I am here. If you are here, please let me know that you are here. We are gonna dive right on in because I have so much to share with you. I did figure out how to get the screen a little bit further away from my face. So I'm not like up close and personal like I was last week. But this week it's not even staying on there for very long. So I'm going to put you down on the table so that I can show you all the fun stuff that is going on with Simply Elizabeth Crafts. And give me just a second. I try to cover it up so that you don't have to see all the crazy with it. And then let's see if I can get it to go back into its holder. Uh-oh, y'all. There it goes. All right. Sometimes it just likes to make me work for it, you know? Yep. All right. So we've got that there. We are going to adjust all of our stuff, and let me pull out not club. I keep calling it that because that's what I had kind of always called it. I'll tie this while I talk about it. It is called Simply Create, and that is just a shorter version of what I used to call it. But I stopped calling it a club because even though it is something that you can subscribe to monthly, it is, oh, sorry, see, I did it again. I want to just zoom in a little bit so that you're not getting my face. Let's see. Oh, I don't know why it does this to me. There it goes. There it goes. I have to use 2 fingers from the opposite hand to make it come in. Hello, Deb. All right, let's see if I can try it and zoom it out. Well, I think I just messed it up big time, didn't I? I don't know why it doesn't let me, it doesn't easily let me do things. Let's see if I can do it on the other side of the screen. There it goes. There we go. There we go. I will learn. We'll get there. Okay, so Simply Create, now that I have done all of that, Simply Create is a monthly class that you can participate in. It is $50. You can subscribe to it, and the subscription allows you to, after 6 consecutive months, it allows you to actually get a little $25 goodie bag of free stuff because it is my thank you for sticking with me for 6 consecutive months. And so again, it's $50. The information, I will put it in the comment section as soon as it allows me to do that. But again, I'm just over here floundering, I guess. The one for July is using the bundle called Filled with Sweetness, and it is a wonderful bundle. Your class kit will come with the products, the make and take packets in order to create 2 cards. Well, this is like a little mini card. It opens up and is kind of like an accordion fold, and then a little box, and my pride and joy It's a little recipe book. So you've got that. And then, let's see, Deb. What is the finished size of the jars? Okay, so this is, hold on, I've got a ruler right here because I was making some adjustments to it. So this little card is more or less 4.5 by 4.5. So it does fit into one of our little card bases. So it'll just be a little bit bigger on the top area, but it'll fit exactly, even though it is 4.5, it's really kind of that 4.25, right at that 4.25. So it'll fit in an envelope to mail. And then, so you'll get the make and take packet to make all this. I do give you a PDF in full. So it gives you all the measurements. It gives you even of the stuff that I've cut out, such as like your card bases and things. So it'll have all that in it. Plus I do a walkthrough video. And then you'll also get, for the month of July, you'll get a full pack of the strawberries and dots embellishments. You'll get a full pack of the 4x6 flip flaps, which will help you create your little recipe book. You will get a full bolt of the Misty Moonlight checkered ribbon. And then you get a full pack of the Homemade Sweetness Designer Series paper. Okay? And I still think I'm probably in a little close. So let me see if I can get it to zoom out a little bit more. So anyway, that is $50, and you can do it as a one-time fee, or you can do it as a subscription through PayPal, and it'll charge you every month on the same date, and then you'll get every month after that. So we'll put that aside, and I'm going to see if I can, I think it like, there we go. Okay. Ta-da. I think that's good. We're going to go with that. Okay, so that is Simply Create. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is May to August. Now, I can't believe we're in July already. We are even almost halfway through July, which is crazy. And so this catalog will be going away at the end of August. So if there's anything you want, make sure you get it. Okay. This is a great little catalog. There's been lots of things, and not everything will retire. A lot of things will go over into the next catalog. So don't stress over that, but there will be some things that will retire. So just know that. The next thing I wanted to show you is exactly what it says up here. Showstopper. This right here is our new hot foil system, and this is just kind of a flyer I pulled out because I just kind of wanted you to see it comes with this, well, several of the different things that your hot foil can come through, and then there are lots of things that you can add on to obviously make your projects with that foil. There's lots of bundles. There's your foil. I think they only have 3 foils right now. It's gold, silver, and pink. And that's just because I think that's what they could get right now. So anyway, this is opening up for customers on July the 10th. So be prepared. Be ready to go if you want one. I will be honest with you. I have not bought it. Will I buy it? Yes, eventually. I've always wanted to do hot foil. The price point is a little bit higher. So it is one of those things that when you really want something, you just kind of put money aside for it, and then you start saving to get all the goodies, right? And that is exactly what I'm doing. So anyway, so that is, and I will, once I get it, I'll do things with it so that you guys can see all the ins and the outs, but obviously most people will have it before me. Most demonstrators, I guess I should say, will have it, so you'll see lots of things on it, but that's all right. You got to do what you got to do, right? So this is awesome, though. I've actually always wanted to foil, and I did at one point have one, but it wasn't anything like this. And honestly, I never used it because Stampin' Up! Didn't have it, so it was kind of like one of those things where it was like, do you really need it? You know? So, and I didn't have time to just play with it. But anyway, so that is that. The next thing I wanted to share with you is starting on July the 11th. So lots of things this month. Yay! July the 11th. If you have never done Paper Pumpkin before, you can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin and get your first kit for 25% off. And this will be for the August kit, okay? So it is for new subscribers only. I love my Paper Pumpkin. I love getting it. It challenges me to do the alternatives every month. And even like during the summer when I wasn't, or I guess over the last, 2 months maybe, where I haven't been doing any lives, you know, my Paper Pumpkins were just kind of sitting in the box on the desk. Like I wasn't doing anything with them. So I love doing the lives on those because truly it gets me to step outside of my box with them, because you don't always like all of them, but you can always create something that you like from every single kit. So if you've never subscribed, now is the time to do it. It is awesome. I did want to show you, actually, I meant to put this after the other little flyer. So this is just kind of all the things that are offered with the foil machine that is out there. And yeah, I was right. Silver, gold, and pink is what you can get now. So this is the brochure on it. And I will, if anybody needs a copy of it, I can send you a link to it. So that is all that. The rest of that stack is my online exclusive stuff. So, all right, let's dive into today. Let me put all this aside so I don't drop it or lose it or anything else. And I'm gonna plug in my phone because it's probably almost dead. And you are very welcome, Deb. Absolutely. And if you are here, make sure you tell me hello so I can say hello to you. We have tonight the Ouch bundle. Took me a little while to start creating with this one, but I did a card for my in-person class, which is this one right here. We're gonna make this one tonight, and I ended up really liking it. So of course, and then I had Lori asked me if I could make some additional projects because she has kind of struggled with it too, and finding anything out there really on it. So we're gonna make 3 cards tonight, this being the first one that we're gonna do, and I'm gonna set this aside. But first, I'm going to pull the dies out because we're gonna need to cut those 2. All right. So let's pull everything in. And I make sure that I have my stamp chamois because, yep, I do. Because we're gonna need it when we do our next card. All right. So we are also gonna use the Gears and Textured die set, and hold on. I think Maggie like attacked my stuff up here. Goodness. We're going to do this. It is a gear, but it kind of looks like a ladder, which is kind of fun. So I cut this out and I put an adhesive sheet on the back, but I didn't want you to have to watch me cutting that out. So just know that. And there will be a blog post. So you'll have the blog post. It'll be live no later than 8:30, but there will be an email that goes out. So once it goes live. Okay, let's do that. Let's put our designer series paper on the front. Hello, Sharon. This is Paper Medley designer series paper. I love this paper. I have used it a ton on projects. We're gonna go this way with it. I've used it quite a bit. Okay, so we're gonna put that down. Then we're gonna take that little, what I call the ladder, and we're gonna take that backing off, and then we're gonna just adhere it down, kind of like at an angle, like that. All right, then we're gonna set that aside. Actually, let's go ahead and put our piece on the inside, because then we can get that out of the way. So right there. Okay, and then we're gonna grab this piece of paper here. We are gonna grab Secret C, and we're gonna stamp it twice, like that. All right, and then let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment while we've got it out. And this die cut is from the Ouch bundle. All right, so then we're gonna stamp it there. All right, then next we are going to take Petal Pink and we are gonna ink it up. And I'm gonna grab my piercing mat because I need a little bit of oomph under it because it's more of a solid image. And then we're gonna stamp it full strength. Just like that. And I think Petal Pink is a great Band-Aid color. And then we're gonna stamp it on this one. I think it looks just like the Band-Aids I have in my closet or in my cabinet. So, all right, so then we've got that. Now we are going to cut these out. So let me grab my little machine. Let me move that out the way. Put that under there so I don't lose it. Okay. And we're gonna go this way. And then we're gonna grab our big die, and we only have one of it, so we'll have to run it through twice. Then we're gonna line it up. Put our tape on there so it doesn't move. And then let's do it again. I'm gonna set that aside. And right there. And then we'll do it again. And then that should be it. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna take the die off and put my tape back and put my die back so that I don't lose them. Okay. All right, so now we have all of our pieces here, and now we can kind of start putting it together. So what I want to do is I want to take one of them. I want to take my adhesive, and then I kind of want to stick it down here. So we're going to stick it a little further than the gear, give it a little space, and then put it at an angle. And it looks weird, I know. Then we're going to take the next one, and we're gonna cross it over, and we're gonna kind of put it at an angle where it's kind of up and like that. All right, then next we are gonna take this ribbon. Now, when I created this card, it was not retired, it was not gone, it was on the last chance, I think. Well, it has since gone away, but you can use, we have another Secret C ribbon that you can use, but I feel like the lemon was better to use because we are going to take and cut our piece. I'm going to just grab a longer piece here like this, and then I'm going to put my pen back in it so I don't stick myself. Then I'm going to take it. I like thin ribbons. I'm fine with this on like a big flowery card, but I really do like the whole delicate thing. So we're gonna take, and I'm gonna get my better scissors. So we're gonna take and cut down the edge of our ribbon, and this is just kind of taking that seam off of it. I do this a lot, and And the great thing is you can get 2 bows for the price of 1 with it. You can get 1 for each side. All right. And keep going, keep going. This is going to be a larger bow, but I think this is going to be too much, but it's okay. We're going to just keep going till the end. And then cut it there. And it doesn't have to be evenly cut. It can just be, just cut it. Don't stress over perfection on it, okay? Perfection is not something that you have to worry about when it comes to crafting. Just do what you do, you know? Nobody is ever going to know that it was meant to be a certain way. All right, so then I'm going to cut off the end. And I'm going to leave it that long. Then I'm going to take a bow. I already have the bow. We're going to take a mini glue dot. And we're going to attach it right here at kind of an angle, okay? Just like that. Then we want to take our sentiment and we want to put dimensionals on the back. And we should have enough room to put, yep. So we're going to put 3. Because why not? It's a little longer of a sentiment, so I like to make sure it's not falling off. And then this is going to just go straight across. So that little ladder in the background is literally just kind of peeking through. And then we want to add this little heart because, you know, when you get a boo-boo, you need a little heart to make it all better. So we're going to take our mini dimensionals and we're going to put it on there. We're going to put it on this side. Then I'm going to take a glue dot and put it on the other side. Like that. We'll take that back off. And then we're just going to kind of overlay it on that sentiment. Like that. And then ta-da! There is card number 1. Very simple, very easy. It's not a complicated one at all. I try to make my in-person class as easy as possible because that's kind of where my beginners start, and then it becomes a little bit more difficult, which is why I have Simply Create, because that's the more in-depth and more what I call not simple cards. So, all right, let's go and do card number 2. And I think most of you have probably seen the idea on this one. So well, in my brain, I decided it would be fun to cut out 20 pieces of Band-Aid. But the idea actually came off of Stampin' Up's website. So when you go on there and you look at the Ouch bundle, one of the card samples is a bunch of the Band-Aids cut out, but all in crumb cake. And that just, to me, was kind of like blah. Because when you get hurt, you really want someone to put a smile on your face. And so I felt like if it was all the colors, then it would be so much better, right? So I took all of the brights and I made the decision to cut out 2 of each, thinking that 1 of each would fill the whole card up, and it did not. It did not. So it took 2 of them. Just about 2 of them. So we're going to create this one, and it's going to take us a little while longer, but I did do all the die cutting for the Band-Aids, and I went ahead and put all the adhesive on the back. So it won't take us nearly as long. We're just going to have to apply them all. Now, in the process of that, what I want first is... Hello, Lori. Oh, thank you. Yes, I wanted it to be cheerful because, you know, when you hurt yourself, you need a smile. You don't need blah. you need laughter and you need fun when you hurt yourself, right? I broke my foot, gosh, several years ago. Ben and I had not been married long, I don't think. Maybe 2 years, 3 years. Anyway, I broke my foot and there's like a whole story with it. And you know, It is funny now. It was not funny on the day of, and it was not funny the week of, but it was quite hilarious. Okay, so when I was doing the cutting for making the card tonight, I realized I didn't have enough azure afternoon to put in the back. So we're gonna have to decide, do we want Coastal Cabana or do we want Berry Burst? So say blue or purple, if you want, which one we want to put on our background instead of this darker blue, okay? And in the process, we're going to go ahead, and actually, I didn't mean to put those on there. I was trying to get them out of the way. And we're going to start putting our card together. Oh, the berry. Okay, good, because that's kind of the one I wanted. I like the Berry Burst. All right, so I put all the adhesive already on the back. I found it easiest to put our tear and tape on it. That made it go easy instead of having to do the seal, because then you have to like hold it and all that stuff. So let's get started, and it doesn't matter what order. We're just gonna grab and go. So I'm gonna start kind of here, and I think I might start off of it, do this. Yeah, we're gonna do that to be our first one, okay? Then we're gonna go, we're just gonna spread them out. And then we're gonna do the blue, and you just wanna make sure that you're not lining them up like that, and just give it a little bit of space. Nope, that's probably a little too much space, but we're, I think, stuck with it. Nope, nope, we're not. We got this. Do we have it? Do we have it? Yes, we have to have it. Okay, that was really strong, wasn't it? Okay, good. All right, so we want a little bit of space, but not as much as I gave it. So we're gonna put this here. And then I'm going to take one of these that I have over here on the side that still has adhesive on it from when I did the first card. And we're just going to line it up there like that. Then next one. So this one we're going to put here like this. And this actually cannot work because it's not long enough. So we might have to do a different color. Now my yellow Daffodil Delight, I did have, Deb, yes it would be. I had ones that had adhesive sheets on the back of them, so I just went ahead and did that. I just cut it out of those. And I'm not doing very straight, apparently, because my head is just getting in the way. Okay, next let's see, will this work over here? Maybe. Nope, too far apart. Okay, so let's just do this one. It's just a lot of playing, you know, you can get it there to how you want it, and it is fun. I thought it was fun. When it all was said and done, it was kind of fun to put it all together. But I completely agree with you, Deb. It has to be for someone special. For sure. All right, I'm gonna move this one kind of in the center like this, and then I'll arrange ones out from it, like this one here. That can go there now. And don't worry about it being perfect, because nobody is going to count the spacing between. Nobody's going to say that it's not necessarily completely straight on every line. Just have fun with it. Cut it out and go with it. Okay? All right, and then let's do, so I already got Coastal Cabana, so let's do Flirty Flamingo. I definitely realized, too, that I knew all of my colors, my Stampin' Up! Colors. All right, this one's gonna go right about here, like that. Then let's see, what haven't I done? Lemon Lime Twist. And that's gonna go there, like that. And then let's put that one right there. Okay. Now, we are gonna kind of, at this point, I think we can start over because I think we have used all the colors. So, again, I'm not necessarily gonna start and work. You'll see those two are the same. It doesn't necessarily matter. You just wanna make sure that now your colors are not like right next to each other. So we're gonna go with Daffodil Delight. And we're gonna go just like this, there, and then let's do It's Your Afternoon. And there, and then we can do the pumpkin pie there. Then let's do Coastal Cabana. We'll do Coastal Cabana right here. Sometimes I like to start from the center. It kind of helps me kind of guide the rest of them on the edges. And then we'll go here. And then let's do Poppy Parade. And thank y'all for sticking with me on this one. I know this one is a lot, but it just was so much fun and so bright, and I just could not. All right, let's do Berry Burst. And we'll kind of do it here, like that. There we go. And then let's do Pumpkin Pie again. Right to there. And then we'll do Flirty Flamingo. We'll do it kind of right here. There we go. Let's do Granny Apple Green. We'll do it right here. And then Melon Mambo. We'll do right here. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our trimmer and we're gonna cut all these off, and I am gonna use my trimmer. I am a lefty, so cutting is not necessarily my specialty. But I use the silicone mat because it really does help for the background. So, all right, so let me set that aside. We'll pull in our cutter. Okay, hold on, Deb. You lined up stripes for a flag, carnivores for crossing. You know, yeah, it can be a lot for sure. All right, so I'm just lining it up with the edge of the basic white paper, and I'm just cutting everything off. And then I got my hand stuck. And then I'm gonna take all these pieces, like that one can't be used, so we're gonna throw that one away. And then we're gonna take the rest of them that can be used, and we're just gonna stick them on our little piece. I don't know if we'll need that one, but we'll stick it there anyway. And then that one's too small. Okay, then we will move to the next side, and we will cut all of that off. And how I line it up is I just take the paper and I put my finger up against the edge and I push it to that, which then lines it up pretty good. All right, there. Let's see what else we got there. Just little pieces. Oop. And for those of you who don't know, I did break my cutter probably like 2 years ago. So now I have to pull it to get it to go back down. Okay, next side. Let me just stick my finger there. Oop. There we go. And sorry, this part takes just as long, I think, sometimes. Okay, and then one side left. And it is this one. So we'll cut there and then just cut the green and then ta-da. All right. Now we have this little space here and this little space. So we're gonna go with Azure Afternoon right here. Nope, we're gonna put Azure Afternoon down here on that corner. And then we are gonna put, we're gonna put Poppy Parade right here. Because it's too close for those two to go. And then look, we had two left over. Well, technically one, because there was one Flirty Flamingo left from the last card. So then this one's gonna go right here. Oh man, that's not gonna work either. Do we have a really long one? Here, we'll just space this one out a little bit more. There we go. Okay. All right. Now this is going to be a little easier because it's not a whole lot. So I'm just going to try to trim it and not botch the cardstock bottom. We'll see if I can cut it right. Oop. There we go. And then on this side, ta-da. Okay, perfect. Done. Now the rest of it is very easy. Okay. I'm going to throw all this away so you don't have to look at it. Ta-da, there we go. All right, so we decided we're going to put it on Berry Burst, and I think that is a good call. So we are going to take and adhere it down just like that. I think if I made a third, it would look good on Coastal Cabana as well. I'm going to move that aside. And then we're going to take our card base and give it a good burnish. Oh, that's okay. I'll see you later. It will be over on YouTube, Lori. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of this. And I think I had, there it is. So we'll put these down. And one more right there. This will go onto our card base, and then we'll stamp our sentiment, which we're going to stamp that in Azure Afternoon. And actually what we might do is switch it up some. So this is going to go, hold on. I didn't fold it very straight. There we go. This is going to go right here. And since we did the hearts in Berry Burst on this one, and the sentiment in Azure Afternoon, we're going to swap it. Why not, right? So let's see if I can line up the hearts. We'll see. We'll see. I think we'll be able to do this. Ta-da. Yeah, not too shabby. And then there. And then one more. I never suggest stamping after you cut, but sometimes when you do your lives, you just gotta do it. All right, then Berry Burst for our sentiment. And the sentiment label comes from the, let's see, the Bordered in Beauty dies, which is a really good set. I like that one. I like the dies a lot. So then this is just gonna be stamped right there. Okay, now, moving along quickly now. We are gonna pop this up So we're gonna put 2 dimensionals. We're gonna put Be Brave. There is little pieces of cardstock from when I was cutting it all. All right, so Be Brave is gonna be there. These are gonna be, 2 of them are gonna be regular dimensionals, and it's gonna be just fitting in there just nicely. So we're gonna put 1 here, and then 1 here. Okay, and then this one, we are gonna put a mini dimensional. And then we're gonna put a glue dot. And then we're gonna adhere it right there over that, oops, might help if I took the backing off. Sorry. This one will cover up that little hole right there, okay? Then we're gonna take our linen thread, and I almost put embellishments on it, but honestly, y'all, I felt like it had enough color on it that I didn't want to, I don't think you would be able to see the embellishments anyway, to be honest. It was just so much color on it. So we're gonna use a little scrap of linen thread that we have, so we'll cut that. Then grab a glue dot, and we're gonna cover up the other little hole. This is like a little tag, but we can use it as our sentiment label as well. All right, so there is card number 2. Finally done, finally done. Okay, card number 3 is this one right here. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm having a hard time in choosing which one I like out of these 2. I love the brightness of this one, but I love the paleness of this one too. So I think it's still fun for someone who has gotten boo-boo. Okay, let me put my linen thread up and out of the way. And all right, so we're gonna do a little stamping, and I gotta remember what I need to stamp still. So I did 3 colors, so we need to do Balmy Blue with the outline, and I'm gonna clean that with my chamois. And then we're just gonna stamp it right there. Oop. Then I'm gonna take these little 9 dots, and we're gonna stamp once over here and once over here, like that. Okay, then I want to stamp on this piece of paper here. We're gonna stamp the little medical cross. We're gonna stamp it in Balmy Blue. And then we are gonna do the fresh freesia in the flower. And we'll stick that one there, okay? Then I want to take my sentiment, and we're gonna stamp it in fresh freesia, and it's just gonna say ouch. That's it. Because when you hurt yourself, it hurts. And that is the word I use, ouch. Or oh man, that will be it sometimes too. Okay, let's cut out these pieces here. So we're gonna bring in our cutting machine again. And I think I've got it lined up there. Let me move those. All right. So this is gonna go right there. It's gonna get lined up, and we're gonna get tape on it. Then we're gonna line up our flower. And we're gonna put tape on it. Okay, I think it's lined up. And then we're gonna do our cross. And we're gonna tape it down. Okay, all right, we're gonna hope that worked. And then we're gonna run it through. All right, there is our Balmy Blue Band-Aid. There is our Fresh Freesia flower, and that did work, yay. And then our Balmy Blue cross, and that worked too, yay. Okay. And we're gonna move this. Number 3, and then, what'd you say, Deb? Number 2 is adorable, but would make me crazy to try to line it all up. Yeah. But then you just have to make the decision that, you know, it just doesn't have to be perfect, because no one's gonna care. No one is gonna care. Okay, let's take and put this piece on our Fresh Freesia, and this is embossed with the Forever Plaid embossing folder, which I hope and never goes away, because I love it. I'm gonna make sure I got it. It's just a little tiny border around it. Not a whole lot. There we go. Okay, then let's fold our card base in half, just like that. And then we're gonna stick this on top, and we're gonna put it up on dimensionals. I love dimensionals. I could not live without take your pick tool or dimensionals, just as a FYI. I could figure out a cutter. I could figure out anything else. Just don't take away my take your pick tool and my dimensionals. And Stampin' Up! Just has the best dimensionals. So, and it's not because I'm biased. I just like thinner ones. So, because then you can dimension a couple times. Okay, we are first gonna do our Fresh Freesias. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay these out on the front of the card. That's gonna go down there. And it's just because I wanna make sure I kind of get the spacing right, okay? And then I think we're gonna go like this, and then it'll be there. Okay, so then I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna put adhesive on the back. I do know you better than that, Deb. Yeah, I know. And your cards are so beautiful for it too. So beautiful. All right, so then we're gonna take our Balmy Blue one. And we're gonna adhere it down. Whoop. Right there. Okay, and then our Bubble Bath, which I don't use very often, and it is such a pretty color. I don't know why I don't use it very often. And then there's our Bubble Bath, and then Calypso Coral is the last one. And I use Calypso Coral all the time. All right, so then this one's gonna go right here. Okay, now we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of our flowers and our heart and our little medical cross. And we're gonna just do large ones, and they will literally just barely fit. So just line it up exactly with it. All right, and then this is gonna go like that. And then these you're gonna put in the center of each Band-Aid, just like that. All right, so this one is Calypso Coral, and then this one's gonna be our Fresh Freesia. And then our heart is on the bubble bath. Oops, like that. Okay, next we're gonna do our sentiment, and we're just gonna cut an edge piece and stick it on. Oop, I didn't mean to put it that far over. Let's try that again. Stick it in the center part. There we go. And then this is gonna go right here in between those two, like that. Then we're gonna take some bubble bath ribbon. I love this ribbon because it's thin. It's easy to put on cards. And then we'll trim it off. Grab a glue dot, and you're gonna stick it right up underneath that edge, just like that, okay? Then we are gonna add a little bit of embellishment. I felt like this one, it would stand out pretty nicely. So we're gonna add these to it. And I've used all the colors but the Calypso Coral one. So we're gonna use those up. And we're gonna grab take our pick tool. All right, so we're gonna put a small one and a large one. And then we're gonna put a large one over here. And we'll do a small one right here. And then we'll do another small one up. Let's move it. Let's actually move it down here. Right there. Okay, there we go. So those are all 3 of our cards for tonight. And if you missed anything, feel free to go over YouTube. I will be getting that uploaded in the next 20 minutes. So you can go over there, and then you can also go over to my blog, and all of the information for measurements and products used will all be there as well, so that you can recreate these cards. And if you do, I would love for you to share them with me. You can email me, you can message me, you can do any of that, because I love seeing what people create. Well, Deb, I have a stack that goes in the trash, so we won't talk about those. We won't talk about those. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I will see you next week. Next week, we are going to actually play with the ephemera packs. Because I ended up having to cancel my bingo. There was a lot going on, and I just couldn't make it happen. And so we're going to play with those. I created some cards, and so that's what we're going to do next week. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.